Hello, 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 hello out there. It's me, Cadilac. It is Friday, December 15th, and we are live to talk about probably one of my favorite topics, at least of late, and that is the Young Thug trial. Truly humble under God, y'all. Truly humble. I don't know if you know this about me, but I have a son who will be 19 in a few days. He's almost 19. He is a Longhorn at the University of Texas at Austin, doing great. As per, I believe, most young men in his age group, he loves hip hop. And probably if he heard me say like hip hop, he'd be like disgusted, like, Mom, come on. But I guess I don't know what else you would call it. I don't know, no cap, but I don't really know their lingo, the kids. So anyhow, I have, of course, been keeping my son abreast of the updates of the Young Thug trial, because my son actually knows Young Thug's music, okay? The only song I know of Young Thug's is the one that's, I'm in a relationship with all my bees, I need help. If you haven't looked it up, it's actually Young Thug and Future. It's a pretty good song. I guess I could look it up for all of us, but it's the only song of his I know. So anyhow, my son and I, I've been keeping him up about it, and he told me, he said, hearing an attorney say pushin' P means pushin' positivity is the funniest thing I've ever heard in a courtroom. And even though he's only 19 or about to be 19, he's actually been in a lot of courtrooms. He was 3 when I went to law school, and so I dragged him everywhere with me. He went to like mock trial with me for years. He has gone to hearings and trials. I homeschooled him, so he would come to my trials a lot, or a brief hearing or whatever. So he's actually heard a lot of stuff in court, and he said pushin' P being pushin' positivity is the funniest thing he's ever heard. I gotta turn my fan, y'all. I went live, it got hot. So, I actually Googled pushin' P, like, what is that? How do you know you're in your 40s? You have to Google pushin' P. Like, you have to Google these things because you have no idea. So, hold on, let me look up this song, because I hadn't heard the song before. I had heard of it, but this is a Young Thug song. This is the song that Young Thug's lawyer said meant pushing positivity.
We're saving, yeah, but not that money in the mattress stuff.
Sorry.
Reggie, you get a slice every day, right? That's $4.25.
Okay, here we go. That's Gunna.
Anytime. Oh, push me. Push me down, motherfucker, man. Yeah, that's my dude.
I've got a funny story. This video just reminded me of it. So, this is pre-COVID. This could have been in I'm going to say it was 2019. So, my son, he's probably like 13, 14 at the time. Anyhow, my friend had a birthday party, and we were hanging out at his house, and he was playing hip-hop music videos in the background. The way I'm going to mute this, because you've heard it, pushin' P. P is obviously not positivity. According to my son, it's like pounds, the P word that we use to talk about women, and whatever lean is the real word for it. Okay, so anyhow, I'm watching this, I'm at this party, my friend's birthday party, and we're watching music videos. He has them just like on in the background. We're not like necessarily sitting there watching them, but in this music videos, there's all these women, go back, that are like, here we go, freaking naked. Like, that was a whole butt we just saw. And even, no, so we're at this party, and I'm like, where are these music videos you're playing? And he's like, YouTube. And I said, wait, so you mean my son can literally like pick up his phone and see this basically like soft corn, we'll call it. And he's like, Yeah, and you know, they're a little younger than me. They didn't have kids. So no, look at this. Seriously. Our children can pick up their phone and see this kind. I mean, it's so graphic. Anyhow, I freaked out. I was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe that my baby would be able to see such a thing. Just so easily publicly, but anyhow. Promise you my son does not watch these, because if he did, he'd probably be so mad. He's like, Mom, stop talking about me. Okay, let's see. So he just listed 3 P's and not a single one was positivity. Okay, so that's not just why the trial is amazing. Every single day of this trial, they've been late. The jurors are supposed to get there at 9:30, and I'm assuming they have been getting there on time. They don't start until like 11. If I was one of these jurors, I would be beyond irritated, y'all. I drove all this way to just sit here? To just sit here? I mean, really? I don't know, dude. I would be... Okay, so Monday they come in and they're the law and crime cameras, you know, the cameras that we're watching all of this publicly on light up, and we're just sitting there, just sitting there, and then finally the judge is like, well, let's call in the jury. And the judge tells the jury that there's been a medical issue on one of the participants, is what the judge says. So we're going to go home and come back tomorrow and see if we need to go again. You know, see if we will go again. This is what the judge says on Monday. So on Monday, the jurors drove. I mean, presumably they don't live next door to the courthouse. So they had to drive in, go to the courthouse. Here in Dallas, you got to pay for parking. In Fort Worth, maybe it's free. But I'm guessing in downtown Atlanta, these people are paying for parking. They pay for parking, then they come in, and then they're dismissed. Tuesday, same thing, except when they get there on Tuesday, they find out we're not coming back until January 3rd. What am I going to do between mid-December and January 3rd? I was planning on watching this trial. I was planning on having this trial in the background day in and day out. So obviously we, the public, know what happened and why there's a delay. The jury, however, is not supposed to know, right? But here's the thing. These jurors are going to be home. They've been home since December 13th. You don't think they're Googling this? You don't think they're looking, like, I don't know. The judge told them, as they were leaving, the judge was like, hey, you know, make sure you don't talk to your family about this at Christmas. I know it's the holidays, blah, blah, blah. Don't talk about it. Can you exist in the year 2023 without using the internet? I don't think so. And so I don't know how these folks are going to survive, if I'm quite honest. All right, so what happened was this defendant here, Shannon Stillwell. Now, my actual theory thus far in this case is that this man, Shannon Stillwell, is absolutely a criminal, okay? He, you know, had the marijuana charges in 2015, so on and so forth. He's actually charged with 2 murders right now, separate of this RICO case. So Shannon Stillwell is a career criminal. That's him. He is being prosecuted on the RICO charges. Now, my theory is Shannon Stillwell, the career criminal, is living in Atlanta, committing crimes, you know, whatever he's doing, and then feeding that information to Thug, who writes songs. That's my theory. Okay. But what happened is this guy, Shannon Stillwell, on Sunday night was stabbed multiple times, not once, multiple times, causing Stillwell to have to be rushed to the hospital and undergo a 2-hour life-saving surgery. So, due to the fact that he was stabbed multiple times, the trial could not go on without him unless they parsed him out, and I think, quite frankly, they're too far along at this point for them to parse him out. But of course, it took them 11 months to find those jurors, so we're not trying to just like start over, right? Like, we're not trying to dismiss this jury and find new jurors. So, Shannon Stillwell is stabbed by this guy, and as it turns out, this guy, his name is Willie Brown. He is a murder suspect, and also, he was stabbed in his left shoulder, back, and stomach. Ooh, left shoulder, that's by your heart. So this guy was actually trying to kill him, there's no doubt. Like, he's stabbing him, trying to murder him. Look, he entered Stillwell's cell looking to fight him. I went into his room, and I took Stillwell's knife from him. Now, Brown was put in 146 days in lockdown. I don't like that. I don't like this idea that we isolate people and put them in a cell for 146 days just to them. Like, that's half a year. And he's going to go mentally ill. Like, humans are not meant to be locked in a box that way. But understandably, this man is quite dangerous. Okay, so here, this is nice. Here's our timeline. 10:33 p.m., Brown is in front of cell. Now, let me tell you something. At 10:33 p.m., Lori Cadillac is sound asleep, okay? So if this is me, I'm probably just going to die in this jail fight. I'm not standing in front of a cell. I'm not doing anything at 10:35. So this guy is up late. Don't they have don't they have hours or something? Okay. Okay, here. By 10:43, so 10 minutes in, he's seen stabbing inmate Jackson. Then the fight moved from 412 to 413 and back onto the mezzanine. Jackson goes down to 408. Deputy Nash is seen walking out of 408. Oh, wait, sorry. Goes into the 400. Jackson walks in. The floor officer enters the 400 block. And that's it. Yes, I guess that's it on this article. So, yeah, stabbed by a fellow inmate. Crazy. In his heart, in his chest, or not in his heart, but in his chest, his shoulder, areas that definitely, are intended to take the life of someone. And originally, in the first reports, I had heard that the guy who stabbed him was in a rival gang. So there's it's a good thing for Thug et al. That the jury doesn't get to hear about what actually happened, right? The dude was stabbed by potentially a rival gang member. Because if you go out and tell the jury that, they're going to know the dude's in a gang. It's kind of going to give it away, right? So far, none of the evidence has really actually shown any furtherance of a gang to me. I don't know what a half a gram of crack is going to do to help a gang. I don't know what 17 grams of marijuana is going to do to help a gang. It's not even illegal to have 17 grams of marijuana in Texas anymore. Look at this. Look at this. Possession of 2 ounces a month. No, that's not right. We got a new law. Decriminalized. Okay, here we go. Sorry. So in Texas, we have decriminalized marijuana, and so we now Texans can carry up to 2.5 ounces, 2 to 2.5 ounces, and we're fine. So y'all are talking about how many grams are in an ounce? That's the first 28 grams. So you're talking about not even a whole half of an ounce and $32. I'm not kidding when I tell you I've known 8th graders with bigger drug syndicates than that. I mean, come on. Come on. It's crazy. If I lived in Atlanta, Georgia right now, I would be writing letters to the DA like every day. I'll be like, excuse me, how many of my dollars have you spent now? Because this is outrageous. 17 grams, y'all. And it's 28.3495 grams in an ounce. That's like half. She had like half an ounce, which again, as of 2023, September 1st, 2023, in the state of Texas, that's not even prosecutable. And we live in Texas. This is a very conservative state. So if it's not prosecutable in Texas, how does that further your gain? What kind of gain do you have? What kind of lame ass loser gain? It reminds me of my son's father. When he was a kid, he was a punk. The first time he ever got arrested, he was like 10. And I don't remember what he did. He stole something or what, it was drugs. I don't know. He had a brother that was older that would like give him drugs. So anyhow, first time he was ever arrested, he was 10. And he had like these friends. And they called themselves, I don't know, like the 82nd Street Gang or something. I don't know. They lived off 86th Street. I don't know. But it was like 5 of them, and they were just all little punk kids, and they would like steal stuff for real. But they weren't a real, like they would steal or, I don't know, do all kinds of stuff. They'd have weed or whatever. And I seriously like feel so far the evidence I've seen on this Young Thug trial, it feels like my son's father's gang was like, could have been prosecuted under RICO. I mean, it's crazy. It was like 10-year-olds doing this crap. This is not even real stuff. I don't know. A half of a gram of crack? Who's... I don't know. I don't know because crack is not like something I'm interested in, but like, can you even use a half a gram? Like, how much is that? It's like a speck of dust. It's crazy. And $32. Oh yeah. This multi-millionaire rap star who has signed Gunna under his own label and several other artists under his own label, they are really concerned about $32. Really incredibly concerned about $32. State of Georgia, I swear. I swear. I hope y'all can hear me. I hope you can hear. Let me just make sure that you can hear me. Push and P. I don't even think like. Well, and several other artists. There we go. Okay, you can't hear me. Truly humble under God. I do think there are like real criminals in that courtroom. I just don't think that they're Thug. That's the other thing. The testimony came out that Thug is one of 11 children. And pretty much under the state of Georgia's RICO standard, if those 11 children are pretty criminalistic, which it sounds like they are, because it was like, I think several of his siblings are involved in this case, then, you know, that could be RICO charges. It's just wild. It's just like bad parenting. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't like seeing my money spent this way. My money being the tax dollars. Okay, like, I don't like it at all. I don't think the streets of Atlanta are any safer now. I don't know. I've never been... Well, I actually flew into Atlanta and drove up to Tennessee once. So, I have technically been there, but I've never, like, spent any real time there. I just don't think that this case and this trial... like the cost benefit analysis, it's just not there. It isn't there at all. So no more of this trial until January, which is crazy. So they've got like a 3-week break, which I'm sure the attorneys are like, oh, thank God. I mean, I know nobody's happy that this man was stabbed. Like, that's terrible. But I am sure several of the attorneys are like, oh my God, yeah. because now they can do the work they were going to do over Christmas break. They can do it now, like during regular working hours, and actually spend time with their family at Christmas. So I'm sure they're like relieved. Yeah. It's the case that keeps on giving, y'all. But it's not going to give us any more until January, which is such a bummer. The other bummer is the YNM Melly. I don't know if I'm saying that. I always get the letters mixed up because there's too many of them. YNW? YNM? I don't know. Anyhow, the Melly Kid, as I call him. He's a hip-hop star out of Florida who allegedly killed his two best friends from the backseat of a third best friend's vehicle. And then the third best friend said it was like a drive-by shooting or whatever, which was very clearly a lie. But that trial, they had a whole trial back in October, and it was great, but the jury was hung, so they had to redo it. They had to do a new trial. So now, thanks to this Young Thug delay, we're going to have Thug and Melly going at the same time. It's going to be so many trials for me to keep up with. In the beginning of the year, I have a lot going on already. It's going to be so much juggling. But I'm sure it will be worth it. Certainly, it's worth it to continue to follow Thug because this is at least super interesting. And we have some, constitutional questions arising, which are also relatively interesting. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to play you the one Young Thug song I know. Here we go. Here we go. I don't think this video is as terribly corn-like as the last one. But it might be. These videos, I'm telling you, as a mother, I don't know, like some of these videos are really risque. Okay, let's see. So this is only some. I think that's Future. Oh yeah, it is crazy. I like this song. I think it's catchy. Like I think that's Thug. Don't quote me. When did this song come out? I don't know. It was like a long time ago. And 6 years ago. So, like, this is the only Young Thug song I actually know. Okay, yeah. So this is Jeffrey Williams. And this is Future. And to me, they sound exactly the same. Not exactly. There's a little bit of difference, but otherwise they're pretty much the same. And people get so mad when I say that, but I think it's true. Like, they sound so similar. Their beats, the tone, everything. So, all right. Our trial will continue in January. I probably won't have any reason to go live between now and then, if I'm honest. All of the drama has been taken from me. It's just been wiped out from under me because of some dude stabbing someone else. How dare he? I mean, all of us, we were like hooked. Now we have to wait. Tragedy. My understanding is that Shannon Stillwell, the man who was attacked, is fine. He's fine. He was attacked, but I think he's gonna be okay. All right, well, thanks for joining us today, and I'll see you next year.